2, 3.
Nice.
From the corner spot, we are going to go to the town forest. If you've never been to the town forest, it's a large parcel, I want to say at least over 300 acres, maybe more, that is off of Winter Street as well as off of Oak Street. If you drive by the Oak Street apartments, there is now a new sign that will show you that it is the Ashland Town Forest. This Saturday, they were there celebrating a number of Eagle Scouts who built new bridges in the town forest. These bridges will allow ATVs to go in to rescue people and to just take care of and monitor the park. There was a great ribbon cutting ceremony. I want to give a big thank you to Steve Mitchell and Joe Mignani and Brandy Kinsman, some of the select board members that were in attendance. And of course, Michael Herbert, our town manager, was there. And a big congratulations to the Boy Scouts that built these bridges. Apparently, some very good thank yous were given to Doug Small, the director of our Public Works Department, who helped out with some of these building bridge projects. Let's take a quick look at some of the footage of the ribbon cutting.
Again, the town forest is a really, really special place for those of you that have spent time here. You know that. It's got a lot of historic, aspects to it. It's really an important part of Ashland's history. Whether probably its most well-known feature is the fact that it's the home of some of the witch caves that are part of the Salem witch trial story. Some things that you might not know. A lot of the rock that was used to build Ashland was quarried here. And it's also has been used as a grazing field and as a place for blueberries. So again, it's got a lot of historic qualities, but really it's also, in addition to a recreational amenity, the recreational amenity that we know it today, it's really this ecological and environmental laboratory. Again, you can spend just hours on hours wandering around the town forest and its trails, and I've been known to do that, especially before town meeting, alone, which is a typical, condition of town managers. But it also has some important sustainability characteristics as well. Believe it or not, the town forest here, which approaches almost 700 acres, I think now, when you look at the Sudbury Valley Trustees property, actually sequesters enough carbon to offset 1,000 homes in Ashland. That's almost a sixth of the entire housing stock in Ashland. So it's got really important sustainability characteristics. This is from the Town Forest Committee, and I won't read the whole thing, but I just will say it starts out, the Ashland Town Forest Committee offers this letter of recognition and gratitude for your significant contribution to the Ashland Town Forest and the town of Ashland. The building of a 12-foot long, 8-foot wide bridge on the ATF White Trail Bay Circuit Trail. These gentlemen did this as part of their Eagle Scout project, and like I said before, they put a lot of work into this. So I'd like to hand this over to Garrett. So. One, two, three.
So what was the easiest part of the process in building the bridge?
Probably the actually putting the boards together, because in comparison to bringing in the rocks and the dirt or trying to fundraise and get the money for this, that was definitely the easiest.
What was the most frustrating part about making the bridge?
Fundraising, because I was a couple months behind on that, and it was what was really limiting me from finishing the bridge. And you just have to keep asking people for money, and you don't want to give it to you, so that's really frustrating.
What was the easiest part in the bridge building process?
Probably fundraising, because I had a lot of family and friends that were very supportive, and they were all willing to help out. Also, I got like a big companies like Ashland Lumber that were willing to give a bit of a discount to the Boy Scouts. So that was probably the easiest.
What was the most?
The easiest part was probably putting like the decking on, because it was so easy to drill, and it was pretty quick to do. It took, I think, 1 day in total.
And what was the most frustrating part of it?
The most frustrating part was definitely getting those rocks, because they're huge and heavy. Also the granite footings, I don't think you can see them from here, but they're really heavy, so it took a lot of manpower to shift those around and move them into place.
So we as a board, we talk a lot about how we can better build bridges. So, what a great metaphor has been provided for us this morning by these three eagles and by the Town Forest Committee. So before we do our coin recognition, we have a board proclamation. It's short, I'm going to read it. And it's whereas the Ashland Town Forest Committee are committed stewards of the Ashland Town Forest, and whereas the Town Forest Committee are engaged in improving the Ashland Town Forest for the benefit of all Ashland residents, and whereas the Town Forest Committee has collaborated with Ashland Town departments to provide a safe and enjoyable experience for all Town Forest visitors, and whereas the Town Forest Committee supports Ashland Boy Scout Troop 232 and the Eagle Scout Community Service Project requirement, and whereas the Town Forest Committee is dedicated to the building of bridges on behalf of the entire Ashland community, now therefore we, the Ashland Select Board, do hereby proclaim Saturday, August the 3rd, 2019 as Ashland Town Forest Committee Day. We want to recognize Brian Forrestal, Mike Jones, Bill Moulton, Kathy Rooney, and Rob St. Germain, collectively known as the Ashland Town Forest Committee, and extend our gratitude for their tireless work to improve the town of Ashland.
Again, if you've never been to our town forest, there's a parking lot on Winter Street, as well as now over off of Oak Street. Go. There's some great trails. It's some beautiful hiking. There's a stone house that is being refurbished by another Boy Scout here in town. You can find that trail. There are trail maps when you get to the Winter Street parking lot, and I believe there are also trail maps online. And I would be remiss if I did not thank our Town Forest Committee. The current chair is Rob St. Germain, but they have a huge committee that helps clear things in the town forest and really is making sure that we take care of that wonderful, wonderful open space here in Ashland. Well, that wraps up this Around the Town tour. If you ever have a story or an event that you'd like to share with us, make sure you reach out to us here at WACA-TV or through our Around the Clock Facebook page.